Welcome back, everybody. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you a composition that I just learned, part of a composition from Ravi Shankar. So I included a link in the description below. You can use that for your reference. And this is a very fast composition, so we're going to slow it down to 110 beats per minute, just to make it easier to pick up. This is just the first part of the composition. There's a second part along with tons, and I'll show that later, another video. But for now, before we get into this, for people that are new to Indian classical music, we need to talk about the structure, the rhythmic structure, and also it's in Rag Yaman. So we can talk a little bit about the way Yaman ascends and descends. Okay, so if you want to just skip to the composition part, you can look at the links below, and it has timestamps on it. Here's Teen Taal, the 16-beat cycle. This is a very common rhythmic cycle used in Indian classical music. There are many rhythmic cycles, but this one is quite common. The rhythmic cycles, they're divided into two parts. The first part is the buddy part. The buddy is where you have the full gamut of the drums. You have the bass and you have the high end playing together. Then the second part is Kali, and the Kali is the open part, or where the bass drops out and you can just hear the high end. As you can see in this section, there's an X below the 1. The X signifies the sum. Sum is the first beat of a rhythmic cycle, and this is where the body starts. Okay, and then on beat 9 you see the 0. The 0 represents the Kali, or the open part. Okay, this is very important to be aware of where these land in the rhythmic structure, because a lot of the compositions are fixed within these divisions, so you have to be aware of that. I wrote this composition using 3 different types of letters. Dilruba or Esraj has 3 different octaves: a lower octave, a middle octave, and a higher octave. Okay, so any small case letter with a line underneath it represents the lower octave. A lowercase letter without the line represents the middle octave, and then a capital letter represents the upper octave. So looking at this composition, you'll see that this composition starts on beat 8 with nire, nire gare. So this first note is ni with a lowercase and a line underneath it represents the lower octave. So where that is on the neck is right here, right below sa, the home bass. Okay, so from there it goes ni, re, ga, re. Now this section from beat 9 to 10 is the most difficult part of the composition. Why? Because there's a jump. It goes from middle octave re, jumping up to ni, and then upper octave re. So that's what's difficult. You have to really practice making that jump forward. Okay, ni re ga re, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ni re, going back down to the lower octave ni, re ga, and then ga lands right on the sum, right on beat 1. Okay, so that's a reference point that you always kind of want to pay attention to, is that sum is the beat 1, boom, is the kind of where you resolve this composition. And so as you hit ga, there's that line after ga, that dash represents you hold ga for 2 beats. So ga 2, then on beat 3, pa ma ga re sa, and then now the rhythm starts over again. So this keeps looping over and over and over. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is be able to play just the composition with the Taal structure and loop it a few times. If you can do that, you're off on a good start. This composition is in Rag Yaman, so the notes are ascending. Ni, re, ga, ma tivra, da, ni, sa. Okay, now going down, this is where you can use the finger technique. Sa, pick up your middle finger. Ni, da, pa. Okay, again, pick up your middle finger. Ma tivra, ga, re, sa. So the tricky part of this composition is going from ni re ga re and jumping up to the upper ni re ga re. So one tip is just actually take that and make that a loop, just so you can practice, and go as slow as you need to.